3, 2, 1.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
The Puff and Steph Podcast, hanging out on your listening device. Thanks for being with us on this Tuesday. We appreciate it. So I feel as though I've lied to everyone, but don't worry, I'm going to make it up to you. Yesterday on the show, we had Sammy on, and I said Steph will be back on Tuesday. Well, some things happened. We'll talk about it, but unfortunately, Steph is actually not on the show. And also, unfortunately, it kind of happened all last minute, and I couldn't pull anyone else to come on, so I'm riding this one solo. So for those of you who hate me, just wait. Don't turn off the show yet, because at the end, I'm going to give you a chance to win some free Puff and Steph merch. Okay, so I get it. It's not the whole package. It's just me, but I'm going to bribe you to listen to the whole show, or maybe you'll fast forward. I don't know if you're going to cheat like that. And I'm going to give you a chance to win some free stuff at the very end. So it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Just riding solo here. It is what it is. Let's get to it. How have we not been shaming Alicia Silverstone as a mom? How have we not been talking about this for pretty much ever? She says in a recent interview that her and her 9-year-old son spend quality time taking baths together. Her and her 9-year-old son. Now, this may surprise some of you, but I'm not a mother. I'm not a mother. So maybe there's something I don't know. When your kids are little, yeah, taking baths together, whatever, that's fine. At what age is it inappropriate? At what age should we be like, maybe you don't take baths, like naked baths with your kid anymore? Call me crazy, but yeah, it shouldn't happen. 9 years old. Is it double-digit cutoff? Is 9 not good, or is 9 okay, but at 10, you're like, okay, you're double digits. It's time for us to not bathe together. Now, I said, why have we not been shaming her? There's stories we didn't know about. In the past, she claimed that her son, whose name, by the way, is Bear, that's fine, yeah, just like the animal, rawr, has never had to take medicine due to his vegan diet. Now, you're a mom. It's your choice what you feed your children. And maybe I used the word shame where I should be using the word pick on. I don't know if that's the same thing. I don't know. But I'm not even going to pick on Alicia Silverstone for feeding her kid a vegan diet. That's fine. It makes sense. If you're a vegetarian, a lot of times you'll bring your kids up vegetarian, then they'll make the decision when they get older. Same thing with eating meat. Same thing with eating vegan. I'm not going to do that. Here's this little tidbit that I learned while researching the whole I shower with or bathe with my 9-year-old son story. Here's a little tidbit that maybe she should have kept to herself. She didn't feed Bear baby food that you would go and buy at the store. She didn't make Bear baby food with a blender or, using vegan ingredients or anything like that. I'm not lying to you. This is straight out of her mouth. Literally. Alicia Silverstone would chew up food and spit it into her son's mouth. Let me say that one more time. Alicia Silverstone would chew up Bear's food when he was a little kid, instead of giving him baby food, and baby bird it into his mouth. Just like that. Probably made that noise too. How did I not know this? This was 9 years ago, doing radio. How did this not come across my desk? There's a Saturday Night Live skit where this family, I forget who it was, would actually do this. They said they have some sort of disorder. They couldn't process food properly. So, or maybe it was like soft teeth or something like that. So the parents actually had to chew up the food and spit it into the kid's mouth. And these are all adults. Obviously there's adults and there's adults playing children. And it was more funny for the shock value. Alicia Silverstone said, I'm not going to make my kid baby food. At least not in the conventional way. I'm going to use my own personal blender right above my neck to take care of the food for Bear. I don't know, maybe you guys are going to comment and defend her. For me, this is a little bit gross. A little bit gross. West Virginia woman and her husband faked her death by pretending she fell off a cliff to plan to keep her out of having to go to prison. Her name is Julie. She was sentenced to prison for healthcare fraud for running a pill mill clinic and was due to be sentenced this month. Police said that she was reported missing on Sunday by her husband and 17-year-old son. Family claimed she had fallen from a main overlook at this National River Gorge place. Son and the father planted items at the overlook to fake her disappearance. Authorities searched for Julie for days, found her on Tuesday alive and well, hiding in a closet in her home. So not only did the husband get in on it, but they made the 17-year-old son too. Just go to jail. Let's be honest. How long are you going to spend in jail for healthcare fraud? You're not going to spend a lot of time. Is it worth all faking your own death over? Maybe not. And to bring the kid into it, is it as bad as chewing up your food and spitting it into their mouth? No, not necessarily. It as bad as is it to shower with your 9-year-old kid? I don't know. Only psychiatrists can answer that. And I'm going back to that story. Yes, I know. Another food story, though. This one involves a person eating their own food. In Vancouver, a Canadian man flew into a violent rage. And here's the thing. I don't condone this, but I do understand. Right? So don't sit there and say, oh, you're okay with what he did. I'm not. But we've all been there. It happened Tuesday night at a Wendy's. They forgot to put mustard on his burger. Wendy's staff members called police after the man exited his car, began hitting the plexiglass barrier that separates the restaurant takeout window, then ripped it off the wall. Canadian Mounties are now asking the public for help to identify the man, described as a white dude in his 50s with a bald head, reddish-brown beard. He was wearing jeans and a plaid overcoat. That could sound like about 63% of Canadian men that just described, wearing plaid, bald, beard, reddish brown. That is a Canadian, if I've ever heard one. So be on the lookout for that. But I get it. Ever go through drive-thru? Get your order. You're excited. Whether you don't wait till you get home, you start digging while you're driving, or you get home to realize they screwed up. We've all said, man, I'd like to go back there and give him a piece of my mind. Well, this dude, he fought for all of us. Is it the right thing to do? No. But you know what? I don't condone it. I understand it, though. Coming up next, we had a little adventure in the house last week. Got to tell you about it. An unwelcome guest came in.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
QuickSave Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part. It's free. QuickSave Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the QuickSave Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Hey, honey, how are the taxes going?
Pretty good. Let's see. We either get $800 back or we owe $4,000.
I think we should call H&R Block.
Let's face it, taxes can be confusing and the laws seem to change every year. Let the professionals at your local H&R Block take the worry out of your tax season. H&R Block in Dillsburg, Newville, Biglerville, Fairfield, and Gettysburg have been owned by the same family for over 50 years, and they've been there for every tax law change along the way. Don't leave money on the table. File your taxes confidently with H&R Block. Everyone is going through something right now, and we're all in this together. That's why CBD American Shaman of PA is looking out for you and your health. During this trying time, CBD American Shaman of PA is focused on safety and the needs of their customers. That's why right now they're offering curbside pickup along with home deliveries. Let American Shaman help you manage these stressful times. To find out how to get high-quality CBD products and a free bottle of Shaman cleansing gel without even leaving your car or home, visit hempishealth.com. During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com.
Now back to the Puff and Steph podcast.
So, I want to say it was a couple of weeks ago. We have someone who comes and cleans our house like once every other week. And she came and said, hey, I think you guys have a visitor. I found some mouse doo-doo. And at that point, we actually already knew because I have seen the mouse. The mouse was taunting us for at least a week and a half. My wife, who's a nicer person than I am, set out humane traps, right? Set out the one like the tubes, and you put something at the end of the tube. The mouse climbs in the tube to get the food, and then snap, shut, and then you release it to some mouse farm somewhere. She's a humane trap person. This mouse wasn't falling for it. This mouse was smart. This mouse was cunning, if you will. And this mouse, over the course of its time in our house, began to take a liking to our dog's food. So much so that I was laying on the couch one night, late, like midnight, and I heard a rustling. Right? I heard like a rustling in dog food. It was definitely dog food in a dog dish. My one dog, Mugatu, he's more of a grazer. He doesn't eat it all up at once, so there's some food that sits there. And I heard this mouse just moving food around, and I'm like, I was looking around for our dog. He wasn't downstairs with me. I was like, that mouse is in there. So I go running over, and of course, mice are fast. By the time I get there, it's gone. Later that week, that brave little thing walks right up to the food bowls, not 6 feet away from me. As soon as I move any part of my body other than my head, he was gone, though. So we found out that he took a liking to the dog food. So what do we do next? We started setting all of our traps with dog foods. Now, the wife set 2 humane traps, and I'm like, I don't care how we get it. We need to get it. So I set a not-so-humane trap, like one of the ones where the mouse is enjoying his food, and then, bam! No more mouse. He didn't fall for it, fam! That mouse was cunning. That mouse was smart. That mouse had hopes and dreams of, let's just call it nirvana. Let's call it utopia. That mouse wanted the big score. So what did he do? He got into our pantry and saw his future. And that was our giant plastic bin filled with dog food. One night, I'm at the computer. I think I'm actually getting one of these shows ready to upload to all the sites. And I hear from the pantry that scratching about and moving of dog food. And I went, oh, he's in the dog food container. He had climbed things that were sitting on the pantry floor so that he could jump like Scrooge McDuck jumps into the bank vault with all the gold and he's swimming. He wanted to do that with the dog food. He wanted to Scrooge McDuck it. Here's the problem. There wasn't enough food so that he could crawl back out. This mouse, while trying to score the biggest food score of his life, trapped himself in the dog food container. Trapped. So we found this out. He actually blended in. We didn't think he was in there at first, but then all of a sudden, because he's brown and the food's brown, so all of a sudden I saw the thing move, and I was like, okay, he's good. We got him in there. I went and I grabbed like a plastic container, and we scooped him up. We looked at him a little bit, We showed them to the dogs in the excuse me, in the dogs in the plastic container, neither of which were very interested in what was going on. And then I took him a block and a half away around the corner and set him free. He's someone else's problem now. If he finds his way, now I didn't tag him. I should have tagged him with something just in case we caught him again and be like, wow, he came all the way back. It's amazing. He must really love our dog food. We buy some good stuff. We don't cheap out on the dog food. But this mouse is now hopefully someone else's problem. Hopefully he's not going to find his way back. But I'm telling you, this was well over a month that we were trying to catch this mouse. This was not something that it just happened in a week. This is something that we've been at for well over a month trying to catch this thing. And we finally did. I don't know what it is about our house, but it seems like we've been here almost 4 years. And we've had like 4 mice maybe. And always one at a time. We never have like 2 at a time. It's weird. It's like we're some sort of like single mouse vacation home. Things are starting to open back up, guys. That's the good news about all this. Not the mouse, but where we are now. Things are opening back up. Things are starting to return to normal, or as some annoying people say, a new normal. It's like the old normal, but new. That's the most annoying thing in the world, by the way. A Miami plastic surgeon is offering drive-through Botox for quarantine residents. Apparently, he's known, by the way, as Dr. Miami. He's been running a clinic for injections in the garage of his Florida home. That can only end one way. He came up with the idea when he was sitting in his car at a drive-through site to get tested for coronavirus antibodies. Antibodies. Oh, man. For some reason, that was a tough word to say. He figured the areas where he injects Botox are the upper face, exactly the parts of the face that aren't covered by a mask. So he says it's actually really ideal. Patients who want drive-through Botox pay an average of $600. $600 for drive-through Botox. So I got bad news for you if you're one of the people who have been looting, and maybe you went to an Apple store and you looted and you're like, sweet, I got a new iPhone. Sweet, I got a new iPad. Did you know that there's trackers on that? Thieves who made off with iPhones from Apple stores quickly learned that the gadgets were loaded with special security software. It displays a message for looters, says this device has been disabled and is being tracked. Local authorities will be alerted. The on-screen message appears, and some people are doing exactly what you would expect them to do. They are taking pictures of it and then putting it on social media. It is not going to be that hard to track down some of the people who are looting at all. So are we going to get on that? Only time will tell. And let's end this block with a really good story. An 18-year-old took to the streets of Buffalo 2 a.m. Why? To loot? No. To graffiti and spray paint? No. He had a broom in his hand and he started cleaning up trash left from the protests. 10 straight hours of sweeping up debris. Antonio Gwynn's neighborhood was back to tip-top shape, and now other members of the community have rallied and rewarded him with a brand new car, a year's worth of auto insurance, and a full scholarship to a Buffalo area college. 2004 Mustang came from Matt Block, who was looking to sell it, but opted to just give it away instead. This is a fantastic story. And I've seen this a little bit on Facebook, but not as much as I've seen the bad stories, right? So if we can start sharing the good stories, make them outweigh the bad stories, maybe we'll all just be a little happier and get along. Yeah, you're right. Probably not. Coming up next, I got some bad news for your pets during the pandemic and your chance to win some free Puff and Steph merch.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
QuickSave Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part, it's free. QuickSave Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the QuickSave Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Hey, honey, how are the taxes going?
Pretty good. Let's see. We either get $800 back or we owe $4,000.
I think we should call H&R Block.
Let's face it, taxes can be confusing and the laws seem to change every year. Let the professionals at your local H&R Block take the worry out of your tax season. H&R Block in Dillsburg, Newville, Biglerville, Fairfield, and Gettysburg have been owned by the same family for over 50 years, and they've been there for every tax law change along the way. Don't leave money on the table. File your taxes confidently with H&R Block. Everyone is going through something right now, and we're all in this together. That's why CBD American Shaman of PA is looking out for you and your health. During this trying time, CBD American Shaman of PA is focused on safety and the needs of their customers. That's why right now they're offering curbside pickup along with home deliveries. Let American Shaman help you manage these stressful times. To find out how to get high-quality CBD products and a free bottle of Shaman cleansing gel without even leaving your car or home, visit hempishealth.com. During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com.
Now back to the Puff and Steph podcast.
Good news about the pandemic, right? We are able to be at home with our pets, and our pets are having a great time, especially our dogs. Our dogs love it. I don't know what our dogs are going to do if we both go back to work. I don't really know. But we're not doing them any favors because we're home, we're playing with them, and you know what we're doing? We're giving them treats. According to a new survey conducted, about 33% of pets have beefed up since the lockdown started in March. Of the 1,000 animal owners surveyed, 25% of participants say their pet has gained a little weight. 8% have answered a lot of weight. And 40% of respondents say they're feeding their pets more snacks and treats since the outbreak. And I get that. You're home. So you're feeding them treats. Like, oh, so-and-so did such a good job. No, they didn't. They were a dog, and they're just home. So you give them treats. You make your dogs fat. Cut it out. Not a good thing. I really try to not overfeed the dogs, especially now that we have this new bulldog, Cash. He can get fat. Bulldogs can get fat rather quickly because they don't do a lot of exercising. So we're not only trying to not overfeed Cash, we're also trying to give him a little bit of exercise. So that's good. He's not always into the exercise. Last night, I went to take him upstairs for bedtime, and he just refused. He got to the first step and just said, nope, I'm not doing it. He just said, no, not interested in what you have for me. So I picked him up, picked up a little meatball and carried him all the way up the stairs. Yeah, I wonder why some of our pets get fat, right? So normally around this time, we do Stump Steph. While Steph wasn't here, we were doing Stump Sammy. Perplex Puff. We do all this stuff. Here is an opportunity for you to play with us and win some free merch. Check this out. I'm going to read you 2 Stump Steph questions. I want you to comment with your answer. Now, you can comment as many times as you want. If you get the right answer, that's great. Everyone who gets the right answer, if anyone gets the right answer, I will put them, in a hat, draw a name, and that person will win free Puff and Steph merch. Couple rules. Yes, you can answer for both questions. If you win one, like if you get the right answer for both, your name can be in the hat for both questions. You just can't win both prizes. So if you win prize A and you had the question for prize B right, you're not going to be eligible to win prize B. Just one per episode. So we're going to try something new here. Stump Steph, but let's call it the home version. Get the home version today. here we go. Answer this question on the Facebook page. 5% of people surveyed said they wait until they're in a relationship for a year, 1 year, before allowing their partner to do this. What is this? Again, 5% of people surveyed said they wait until they're in a relationship for a whole year before allowing their partner to do this. 5%. Question number 2. 90% of us say we do this in the car, but 80% won't do it if anyone else is around. What is it? 90% say that we do this in the car, but 80% say they won't do this if anyone else is around. What is it? So those are your 2 Stump Steph questions. Answer them below. You can guess as many times as you want. I mean, try not to be annoying because I got to go through all these. But if you're thinking of it could be multiple things, then put multiple answers. It's all good. I'll read the questions one more time. 5% of people surveyed said they wait until they're in a relationship for a year before allowing their partner to do this. And again, these are PG answers, okay? Don't be all gross on the page. 90% of us say we do this in the car. 80% won't do it if anyone else is around. What is it? So those are your 2 questions. Your chance to win some free Puff and Steph merch. I know I said this yesterday. I am 90% sure Steph will be here tomorrow. So yeah, and she'll tell us, she'll give us the whole rundown on everything, why she wasn't here today and stuff. So, yeah, we're getting the team back together for tomorrow. Hopefully. Keep your fingers crossed. Answer those questions. Win some merch. See you later.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.